There is unequivocal evidence to show that participation in sport is lower among adolescent girls when compared to age-matched boys, and that among girls, ethnic minorities are particularly underrepresented in sport. The successful design of sport participation promotion programs for ethnic minority girls that reside in the Durham region is dependent on research that examines interactions of sport constraints at the local level and seeks to address them. The main goal of this research is to gain a better understanding of how different individual, environmental, and task constraints interact to affect sport participation rates and participation-related outcomes among adolescent girls from the Durham region. Therefore, we are interested in finding out why adolescent girls participate in sport less than boys their age. We hope that our research can help to address some of the constraints to participation so that everybody can reap the benefits from a more active lifestyle from a young age. The initial phase of this project involved compiling a tentative list of constraints that have been identified in previous literature, and also working in partnership with stakeholders from the academic community, community leaders, government and non-government sport organizations, policymakers, and the general public to develop the survey. The second phase consisted of administering the survey on a sample of 100 adolescent girls from the Durham region. We were able to accomplish this distribution with the help of the Durham Catholic District School Board and the Girls Inc. team of Durham. Inclusion to this study was limited to adolescent girls who are above the age of 13 years and who are currently attending a high school in Ontario. Knowledge translation will be used to increase sport participation among female adolescents who are of groups with additional constraints. For example, ethnic minority girls with low motivation and low self-efficacy. Phase 3 will build on data collected in Phase 2 by incorporating geographical information systems data that will be used to examine differences between neighborhoods on key environmental constraints, such as open spaces, sport facilities, average distances, and per capita competition for such resources. In Phase 4, analysis will aim to examine interactions between constraints and sport participation among adolescent girls. The purpose of this phase is to identify different groups of participants by interaction of constraints, such as availability of social support, structural factors such as height and weight, or socioeconomic status and type of sport. For each of the constraint clusters identified, we will conduct focus group sessions that aim to gather in-depth knowledge from participants in relation to potential programs or needs that address the identified constraints. The last phase consists of disseminating this knowledge to end users, policymakers, and the scientific community. This phase initiates collaborations with community leaders and sets the stage for future projects that can focus on the implementation and effectiveness of these evidence-based programs. Such research will not only be instrumental to the design of effective promotional sport programs, but may also result in important findings on the relationship between sport and social inclusion, thus potentially opening new routes for social innovation and the development of leadership roles for women.